I'm Neil from BoardGameHappy, and thank you very much for joining me today for this free mini reviews of games that, unfortunately, they don't meet the criteria for staying in the collection. These are free games that I will be passing on to other people to see if they enjoy them more than I have. So let me briefly show you the free games. I'll explain why I've got problems with them. Now, just because I don't enjoy these games, other people probably will do, and that's fantastic. That's what this hobby's all about, is everyone has different things they like and they don't like. I love trick takers. You already know that if you've watched any of my reviews. So, it may come as a surprise that the first game I'm going to talk about today is it's a bit of an older game. I think 2018. Yes, this is Djinn from Huch Games. So this is a really basic trick taker. Highest card will win. There's a trump suit, and you play out your cards. All standard stuff. The difference with this one is whenever you win a trick, you get to keep one of those cards, and you're going to use those cards for set collection. And that's okay. At 3 and 4 players, that's okay. That's not too bad. What this game comes in with is these Djinn cards, which completely break the rules of the game, can change the trump, can make the trump null and void, can make the lowest card win. All of these wonderful, weird and wonderful things can happen. The problem I have with this game is three things really. Number one, there is not enough Djinn cards activity. Now, obviously, the rules say everyone gets one at the beginning, and then whoever is at the back when you start a new round will get another Djinn card. But there's just not enough Djinn cards in this game to break the basic monopoly of I have the best hand, therefore I will win. So that's one issue I have with Djinn. The second issue is the cards. So the card suits we have here. Let me show you a perfect example. These are 2 different suits. They look almost identical at first glance, and when they're in your hand, nicely contained within lots of other cards, you will not be able to, you will, but you will have to have a quick think about it, and that's just slightly annoying. Quite annoying. But the biggest faux pas this game has made is by putting 2 to 4 players on the box. There is no variation in the game for the 2-player rules. So you basically play 1 card and your opponent plays 1 card. That is it. And that is not fun at all. I would suggest that this should have been a 3 to 4 player game only, and the 2-player section was put on there to help it sell more copies, which I find not great. You don't even reduce down the number of cards in the deck. It's really quite frustrating, actually, that this says 2 to 4 players on the box. At 3 and 4 players, it's okay. It's just okay. But I will not be keeping this game for that reason. It's just okay. And I have loads of amazing trick takers, like super exciting, jump up in the air excitement trick takers, and this just doesn't do it. So for me, Djinn is a no-go. The next game I want to talk about is a real shame. It's a real disappointment, and that is Deep Dive from Flatout Games and AEG. Now, I really like Point City. I mean, really like Point City. It's been played so much. I love it. Fit to print. Oh, fantastic. What a great game. Deep Dive is really fun the first time you play it, and then you realise you've seen the whole game in maybe 1 or 2 plays, and I just didn't want to go back to it. And the other problem I've got is I've also got Stomp the Plank, which is a similar push your luck mechanism with a very obvious reward system, and I mean, cute artwork, etc. I mean, this is what this game has. This game, you basically take one of your penguins and you go diving. You can stop at certain points and bring things back up to the surface for a nice, simple set collection, or you can keep on going further and further because the rewards get bigger the further you go. The players that go for the basic points at the beginning push the other players to go for the bigger stuff. You're going to get big points if you get the bigger stuff, but it's just like I say, one and done. You've played the game, you've seen all there is to it. So it's a real shame. It's definitely the weakest of the 3 games in that fantastic package I had from Flatout Games and AEG, and it's one that I won't be keeping. I liked it. It was fun, and I would always play it again with somebody. But for me, this is it's just not good enough to be staying in my collection. So that one's on its way out. The last one I want to talk about is a bit of a weird one. I've only got the print and play version. It's from Rand, and it is a trick taker called Tall Tales. It has been published by New Mill Industries, and I really like all of the New Mill stuff. It's really, really great. The problem I've got with Tall Tales, I mean, I'll show you some of the really unusual, quite unusual artwork. I actually don't mind that. I actually find that quite enjoyable. What I've got a problem with this game is I've played it quite a few times now, and it feels like it's on rails a little bit. It feels as though there is a prescribed way of winning. You can play in a certain way, and basically what you're doing is each round you're building your hand for the next round, and in the final round you're going to score for that final cards that you collect. Effectively, that's not how to play by any means, but it is a really good idea of what you're doing. So each round there'll be tricks, and the person who wins will get the best choice, if you like. The person who loses gets to pick something from the next round. They get to increase their cards. It's a clever mechanism. I really, really like it. I really enjoyed it. But there is a certain flow to the game. You want to lose at certain points and you want to win at other points. And it's very obvious when that is. So then this boils down to, what cards do you have at the start? And once again, it's another trick taker, which this is the genre rather than this game's fault. But there are, obviously the whole genre with certain trick takers. You play better if you have a better hand at the beginning. And with this one, once I've played it 3 and 4 players quite a few times. Once everyone's got that, once you've played 1 or 2 or 3 times, once you've got your head around that flow, everyone is trying to do the same thing. Everyone is trying to lose at certain points to get the best card effectively, and win at other points to get the scoring cards. And it's a shame. It's a real shame. It's one that I can't see myself going back to now. Now I'm going to keep hold of it because it is just a print and play, and it will go away. And if someone asks me, can we play Tall Tales? Can you teach it to me? I will gladly teach them. I've got no problems doing that. I still rate it as a 70% type game, 7 out of 10 if you like. It's just a shame that it doesn't hit the heights of many, many other trick takers. Now, it might be my fault because I have so many trick takers that I'm now comparing this to other ones, and that could be true. But I just wanted to give you a very brief, quick, free mini review of 3 games, 2 of which I'm going to say goodbye to, and 1 will just go away in the drawer, and if somebody wants to play it, I'll teach them, but otherwise it will just stay there for the time being. But I hope you enjoyed that. As I say, of all of these games, there's nothing wrong with them mechanically, apart from the 2-player on Djinn. What was that all about? But they're all okay games, and it might be that you love them. It might be that Deep Dive was your absolute favourite game you got out of Fit to Print and Point City, and that's absolutely fine. And it's just my opinion, just the way I feel about these games. And I get through a lot of games. I play, 150 to 200 games a month. And that's not different games, but that's the amount of times I play games. And my collection, I'm trying to keep it to a contained level, and I haven't got room for games that I'm just not interested in going back to. And those are the reasons why I don't want to go back to those games. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this review. It's unusual to my normal ones because normally I only get super excited about them, but today I wanted to give you a brief idea as to sometimes not every game is fantastic. Anyway, I've been Neil, and thank you very much for watching. Cheers!